I was around 8 or 9, and my dad had an older son that's wife turned out to be lesbian. And I overheard my parents talking one night, and so I thought, oh, that must be what I am. I like women. And I'd always had a lot of boys that were friends and buddies and things like that. But as far as feeling close to anybody, it was always women. And I always liked girls. I felt isolated a lot because when my girlfriends would have a new boyfriend, they could tell people and get a lot of support. If I had a new girlfriend, I didn't have anyone to tell. When they broke up with their boyfriend, then they would always get tons of support, tons of sympathy. But when I broke up with my girlfriend, or my girlfriend would break up with me, once again, I was alone. I didn't have anyone to tell or anyone to share that with. So I felt isolated a lot. And I also felt, when I was a senior in high school, I had come up for a full scholarship and was initially turned down for that scholarship because the committee didn't want to give the scholarship to a sexual deviant. So that really hurt. With my mother and father, it was hard. My father never really accepted it, and my mother kept telling him that I would outgrow this and that one day I would find a nice guy and settle down and get married. When I was in my 30s, he reminded her what happened to that idea. But you know, it was easier with some of my friends in high school and college, but the family was the hardest part. I still have an aunt that hasn't spoken to me for 14 years because of telling her. So it was difficult. Well, I think it started getting better for me in my 20s because I started to realize that who I was and what I wanted to be, I didn't really care about what other people thought. And things started to change. I grew up in the 50s in Oklahoma, and it was a very different world then. So it really started to change in college and when I was more on my own and feeling more secure about who I was. But there were many years of feeling very isolated, that it took a long time to get to a point that I didn't, that I didn't feel like at times that I didn't want to go on. I mean, when I was my first year in college in the summer, I had just broken up with this girl, and I felt really sad. I had no one to talk to, and just felt like that I wanted to end it. And when my roommates went to work that morning, I had borrowed a .25 automatic from a friend, and I went down to the pool by where we lived, and I was going to shoot myself in the head, and I wanted to be by the pool because then I would fall in the pool and at least drown if the bullet didn't kill me. And luckily for me, that morning, one of my roommates had forgotten something and came back and found the door open. And she went down to the pool and saw me standing there. And just as I had the gun to my head, she pushed me and I fell in the water, but luckily didn't pull the trigger and didn't kill myself. So, you know, and now I think about all the things I would have missed had that have happened, especially these two. Well, I would have missed so many great years of having all kinds of relationships with all kinds of people. I would have missed getting married. I have been in a relationship with the same woman for 22 years now. We've been married for 7. I would have missed having these 2 great kids. And things do get better and better and better. The older you get, the better it gets. And I think just hanging in there, when you feel down, reaching out to people, talking to people, it does make a difference. And at least now we live in a state where you can get married. We live in a country where our president is much more pro-gay and lesbian, and the world is changing. It's slow, but it's changing, and things are getting much better. Oh, my life is great now. I live in Winthrop. We have a nice house. We have lots of friends, a great community. Like I said, I've been married for 22 years, and I work at a job where I'm out. I've been at Simmons for years, and it's a place where I can put up pictures of my kids, I can put up pictures of my wife, and I get the support from my colleagues, and I get the support from the school. So it's wonderful. I have a wonderful life. I think I would tell them to find a support system of at least one or two people that you can talk to, that you can share things with, even if you can't share with everyone. And also to not, don't sell out. Hang in there as far as, be true to yourself, be true to what you want, what you feel like. And, if your family lets you down, you make your own family and you find other family among your community. So just find someone to support you and someone that cares about you. And there are plenty of people out there who do. It gets better.